All right, morning. So I put all these together to make sure all my stuff that I did in here was going to fit right, and it does look like it's going to fit real nice. I squeeze this together. This is the one I made. Fits real nice. Got this all lined up. Clamped them together. Clamped the other end together. You can see my little tabs come up here for those boxes. Looking pretty nice. So I'll leave those alone now. They got those where I kind of need them, making sure everything's fitting up right and all that kind of stuff. And so now I'm probably gonna do some measuring. I'll take some measurements from these bars down and out, and just write all this stuff down to where this original stuff is, at least in the front. I mean, we know the back's kind of messed up, but the front should still be right. So I'm going to run all that. That way I can make sure I put my rockers right back in exactly where I take them out of. I'll probably scribe a line in here and scribe a line across that, or and then again measure from a certain point. But yeah, and then we're going to start ripping this floor out. I don't see any reason to take the seat things out right now, because I can actually take the whole, I'm going to take the rockers, the floor, and everything out together. I'm just going to sawzall this crap out once I get these measured out, and all my bracing should hold me where it needs to be. Well, I couldn't really be any happier with the fitment of this floor pan and frame rails and front firewall. All come together pretty nice. I just got it clamped in place. That's kicked back onto the torque boxes. Fits up real nice. So I'm happy with that. I got to get my trunk, and I've got to box those rails and finish the rails and do all that still. And then I've got subframe connectors and all kinds of stuff that I've got to do. Probably won't do all that just now, but you see I got that done to where I lifted the car. This worked out really nice because I can still roll the car underneath it. That's as high as my lift goes with it, up where it is now. You can see what I've done. You guys watch that vid. Got this here tacked, and I've got this welded to the insides of the A-pillars, and then that bar is welded to that bar in 3 places. across there, and then I'm using the arms of my lift to lift the car. And then you guys knew what I told you I was going to do here. And I just put blocks of spacers basically to lift it right through there. And yeah, it worked out great. It's relatively level. I've spent most of the day taking measurements from here to here. The fronts I've measured across from here to here, wrote it down. I got it. I've drawn pictures and done all kinds of stuff from here down to here because these will stay. And got it all flush and got it flush here, and then took the measurement to right in here where the front of that will the new rocker will come. Scribed lines all around these. Of course, these flanges will be different on mine, but that'll tell me about where I need to stop when I mock the new stuff up. So basically, I'm getting ready to, and not tonight because it's almost 5 o'clock, but probably come out tomorrow. And if you guys don't see anything that I'm forgetting straight off the bat here, I'll probably go ahead and cut all this stuff out, cut all the floor out. I don't know if I'll cut the floor pan out or not. I took some measurements on all that stuff too. I measured measured my braces from the center of this nut, which is fixed, back to here. Measured from here down to here. Same on all these, from here down to there. Basically, I'm using my bracing as a fixed point to measure everything down to. Some of this may change because this car was bent, but we're hoping that the ass end was the only thing bent. Of course, it may have flexed these in the floor pan too, so that may change just a little bit as far as it going back straight. But the depth and everything should stay the same. Plus, I've got this here that'll come down and catch these when I weld these back onto that floor, which will be in here. This will be nice. I can go through and kick holes in clamp my holes and everything, get this all set up for welding in, and it's off the ground. It's going to make it nice. What else? Yeah, just taking you a quick once over what I've got going on. I measured all kinds of stuff. Just to make sure that I'm going to get it back where it needs to be once the whole bottom drops out of this, because I got to drop the car down on to that, and then it's only going to sit one way on the floor pan, or on the trunk pans. And I've taken pictures of where the trunk pan actually hits in here, and all this kind of stuff. So how it's all set up. So what else? That's pretty much it. So yeah, getting pretty exciting. We talked about leaving these in. I'm going to cut all these loose and leave the outer or the inner wheel wells in place, because when I put my new trunk pan in, I'm going to have to use these to cut out for my mini tubs. So that'll be my place to go from. Of course, these will all be cut in here. What else? That's about it. I'm thinking about taking all this stuff out in one piece, except for back in here, just cutting this and cutting that and cutting across there. And then these will all stay in. I'll have to break loose here and here, but taking the whole floor out just like that one is with the inner rockers on it. That way I can also come back and use it as a reference to say, okay, well, this was this far away from that, or that was that far away from that, or since that's all factory, instead of just cutting it into a bunch of pieces. But I thought I'd get this mocked up and see, I hadn't put the firewall in it yet, and you can see I put a line to where this here on the back side, so I would know where that box is and then I could make my weld points up here. I went 1.5 inches each weld point, and I may stagger those just a little bit up and down, just a tad. They say it makes it stronger, but I don't know 100% right now. Anyway, pretty happy with that setup. It's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot of fun too. You know, I've enjoyed it. So yeah, as long as I'm having fun, and like I said, I mix it up quite a bit. I showed you what I did earlier with fitting those together, making sure they're all good to go on the outer and inner rockers and all that stuff, making sure everything's parallel and good, so that I don't have any surprises when I come back in here and put this in. Whether I'll put those together first and weld them up and then try to slide them in, I don't know. I'm going to take all this stuff out first, all the floor and everything, and then I may try to fit those up in there like they are now, just slide them up in there and then set them up to see if it's actual possibility, because I would rather do it weld over there on the table. But I don't know how easy it's going to be for that stuff to fit up in here and play nice together and all that kind of stuff, being that this panel here, it may work fine. It may slide right in there, and this may slide right in and just marry up real nice. But and if it does, then that will be the way to go, just to weld that all together on the table, bring it over here, and then weld it to the floor. But yep, that's where we're at, and that's what we're doing, and that's going to be it for today. And man, it's nice. Oh my goodness, let's see, it's 71 degrees outside. Absolutely gorgeous. It's like Christmas up in here. I had to clamp those up too. So there you go. So it's gonna fit real nice. Real nice. Love it. Love it, love it. All right, now I'm done.